Hello, everyone. My name is Daniel Adeniraye, and I want to give you a general view based on my personal experience and also share my cover letter with you on my application for employment-based immigration. Second preference refers to as EB2, National Interest Waiver Category. And it is my hope that whosoever that is watching this video will listen, pause the video when needed to have an understanding and be able to progress the application or even forward it to people that might find it useful. Again, my name is Daniel, and currently I am a PhD student. As of October 12, 2023, I am a PhD student. I started my PhD in 2022, August. And 1 year after, I made the effort to apply for this immigration category, and I received my approval. So the question of when can you apply? You can apply at any point in time. Some wait till they finish their PhD. Well, I will share my story with you, but you can apply at any point in time, and you don't even need a PhD to even apply for this. I self-petitioned. That is, I did everything by myself, wrote my petition, submitted it without any help or assistance from any immigration lawyer. Again, just to be clear, some people use the service of immigration lawyer, which has its advantage. For some people who do not have the resources, the financial resources to use an immigration lawyer, you can still self-petition by yourself. I submitted my application September 18th, 2023, and I received an approval notice on October 10th. So, which means that it took literally about 3 weeks. And before I run you through my cover letter sample, again, it's a sample. It doesn't necessarily mean that you must do your own the same way I've done mine. There are different samples you might find from the internet or from people who have done it before, but I'm just putting you through my own experience as a guide for you. Before I go in depth into my cover letter, permit me to share with you briefly about this employment-based immigration second preference EB2. You know, as a PhD student, as an international student, I came to this country, United States, where I presently reside and undergoing my PhD on a F1 visa, which is a non-immigrant visa. It is a temporary visa with the intention of, for my studies, then I return back to my home country. However, you can apply for an immigrant visa under which the employment-based, which I will refer to as EB2, belongs. You can qualify for this second preference employment-based visa if you belong to one of two categories. Either you have an advanced degree or its equivalent in a specific profession. Advanced degree could be a bachelor's degree, for example. If you have a bachelor's degree from any institution across the globe, it could be from an African country, it could be from a Middle East country, it could be from Europe, it could even be from the United States, for example. just have a bachelor's degree and 5 years non-stop work experience. So that is an option. If you have an advanced degree that is beyond the bachelor's degree combined with experience, that is, say, for example, you have a master's degree, you do not probably need the 5 years work experience, or in some cases, some people with 10 years progressive work experience. You do not need that. So, but if you have a master's degree, or even if you have a PhD degree, so these are also advanced degree category. So let me put it clearly this way: is option 1, you have only a bachelor's degree plus 5 years, at least 5 years progressive work experience. Option 2, no progressive work experience, but you have a master's degree, at least a master's degree, or you're currently undergoing your PhD, or you have a PhD degree. And the second option is you possess exceptional abilities in your field. For the exceptional category, you must be able to demonstrate exceptional expertise in the fields of, it could be sciences, it could be STEM, inclusive of sciences, engineering, mathematics, technological field. It could even be in arts, it can be in business, it can be any field, provided you are able to justify your petition, which we were going to get to later on. And generally speaking, in this category, people need to have, some people have job offers, from companies, and or in the case where companies apply for permanent employment certification from the Department of Labor. And in some cases, some don't. In my own case study, like I said, I am a PhD student. I do not have any job offer from any company, but I filed under the category of national interest waiver. That is, I have exceptional ability and there is no need for a job offer to petition my case. Again, I am just starting my second year PhD study, and I applied for this and I have been approved. So what are you waiting for? We have so many PhD students in their third year, in their fourth year. Some would say they want to wait till they have many or robust publications. Some will feel, I'm not qualified yet, I just want to wait. Don't wait. You can strengthen your case. And this is what I intend to let you understand, and follow me on this journey and make good use of it. All right. To my cover letter, which is the first part that appears in my self-petition, I will quickly run you through that. And I think in subsequent videos, I will take you through each of the stage I did and how I did mine, so that you can probably use that as a guide to do your own petition. Shown on the screen is my cover letter. I have to blank out some personal information. So I started by putting it up this way. Of course, I use Microsoft document, Word document, petitioner or beneficiary. Who is applying for this? In my own case, it's me, Mr. Daniel, my middle name, and my last name. I put my address where I reside, my phone number. Then I indicate petition. What am I petitioning for? I-140, which I will explain to you later again, under the category EB2, employment-based second preference or second category, national interest waiver. Then I gave a summary. because I had a robust, it's just like when you're writing a dissertation, you have a table of contents, and through your table of contents, whosoever that is reading your dissertation could quickly have an overview and highlight of the body of your dissertation. So the same way, since I've written the petition, I decide to have a cover letter to list accordingly how I have presented my petition. And so you can see under the summary, I have this petition letter comprises of category A, forms and fees. Because when I applied for this, there are certain forms that you have to fill. Again, I will go in depth into this later. Then you have to pay as well. So I indicated it in my cover letter accordingly, my filing fee. Generally, as of now, the fee for the Form I-140 is $700 minimum. For the second one, Form I-907, it's not for everyone, it's a choice. In my own case, or if you fall in the category of you wish to expedite your application in terms of requesting for a premium processing service, then you have to also pay $2,500 as of now. What that means is this. If I petition and I pay the normal $700 for my Form I-140, my application will be accepted. The length, the duration it will take for me to get the feedback is different from if I pay the $700 and I request for a premium processing service, the duration it will take for me to get a feedback. That is just the difference. If you recall, I said it took me about 3 weeks from the point of my petition has been submitted and received by USCIS to the point of me receiving the approval notice. It took me about 3 weeks. Perhaps if I didn't pay for the premium processing service, it could have maybe taken as far as 2-3 months, for example. So again, it's a choice. I put A2 Form I-140 because I fill the form. All these forms are available online. They are available online from the credible source, USCIS website. You want to make sure you're also filling the current form because they are all dated. So I fill the Form I-140. Accordingly, after that, I put my Form I-907, which is the one for premium process service. Then these are the required form that I also filled, Form ETA 9089. And I think, yeah, that is about application for permanent employment certification that is issued by the United States Department of Labor. Again, some people already go that route. Why some, they do the national interest waiver that they do not need a job offer. So I feel that, I filled my A4, I filled Form ETA 9089 Appendix A. I also fill Form ETA 9089 Final Destination. All these forms are available from the credible source. Then if you look at B, I wrote petition letter. So this is the main body, the main content. A is all the fees I paid and the forms that I filled. B is the content of my petition, which carries big weights. Look at the way I presented it. Petition letter, which is divided into 6 chapters. That is the norm. Chapter 1, Advanced Degree Professional. So in my own case, I have a bachelor's degree, I have a master's degree, I have 2 different master's degrees. So then I am currently a PhD student. So there are things I wrote in all of these tabs for chapter 1, which I hope to put you through in subsequent videos. Chapter 2, substantial merit and national importance. This part is, say one of the venture or projects you are proposing should hold significant value and importance at the national level. It should contribute positively to the United States in a meaningful way. So in my own petition, if you look at my 2.1, I wrote preamble. Again, I promise I'm going to show you that later on. My 2.2, I wrote broadening participation in engineering has both substantial merit and national importance. This will be different for everyone. For me, my proposed endeavor, my research area, the project I'm working on, the area I intend to work on falls in the category of broadening participation in engineering. Say, for example, broadening student participation. How can we get more students to be interested in engineering? That's engineering and computing education. So I wrote about it, justifying my case that it has both substantial merit and is of national importance. 2.3, my work trajectory. Yeah, what did I do? I focused on broadening participation in engineering, and I kind of put, what are the things I have actually done in this regard? 2.3.1, presidential support. This aspect, what I put there is, what is the nation, United States, saying about this area of my endeavor? That is how you want to know that it's of national importance. For example, there has been, in my own field, there has been some presidential proclamation support towards, supporting students in engineering, supporting students in STEM. There are national reports available in government-established websites, newspaper articles, things like that. In your field, in the area where it's your proposed endeavor, you want to make sure that you could just Google search. It's just Google, put it there. Say, for example, if you're working in the area of quality assurance in agriculture or in food, just put it there. Quality assurance news in the US, for example, you'll be able to see what is readily available there. What are people saying about it? What are government establishments saying about it? That way, you are beginning to build your proposed endeavor area, showing that it has national importance. Again, this is just a general overview. I'm going to go in depth later on. Then in my own case, I have so many projects I've worked on. So I listed those projects. And as you can see, 2.3.2. And in each of these projects at this stage, what I was doing was tying it back to that project, the trend, how it is of substantial merit and how it is of national importance to the US, even in the global space. Project 2, 2.3.4, project 3. In that project 3, I think I've had the opportunity to intern with a company. So I also put it there. That's where you see project 3, an independent contractor. What did I do there? How is it supporting my proposed endeavor, the area I'm working on? 2.3.5, project 4, educational technology platform. Yeah, it's based on personal projects which I started. It's still in process. However, I'm able to put it there as part of the things I'm doing. So it's not like it has to be what you have done, proposed endeavor, an area you are thinking of working on or in progress. 2.3.6, I put another project 6, and look at my 2.3.8, I also put project 7, upcoming projects. So what I did in this case is, there is something I'm thinking in my brain, which I'm beginning to work on. It's still in the formative stage. However, generally when you want to write papers, for example, you could have abstracts. It doesn't necessarily mean you've done the research, but you've been thinking about that area. Again, tying it back to the area I have already said I'm intending to work on, which is broadening participation in engineering. So I was able to list that as well. In chapter 3, as you can still see on the screen, it says, well-positioned to advance broadening participation in engineering. So I'm being specific here as to, if I say I want to work in this area, or if I say this is my proposed endeavor or the area I want to work on, and I have established in my chapter 2 that this area of mine is of substantial merit and it's of national importance, then the question would be that, how have I positioned myself, my trajectory, all this while, up until this stage? How am I qualified enough to say that I can successfully execute this proposed endeavor of mine? So, chapter 3, well-positioned to advance my proposed endeavor area. And in my own case, 3.1, I put at the bachelor's level, how it began. Some people say they don't want to write anything about their bachelor's degree or something. I had my own bachelor's degree in my own country, in Nigeria. I was able to justify how that my bachelor's degree is playing role in my area of proposed studies. I didn't just go to school and spend 5 years to earn that degree, but there were things I did while I was studying that. I was able to build my case on that. 3.2, I wrote about after bachelor's, notable progression. That is, now in my own case, I have a master's degree. So I wrote about the master's degree and how it has positioned me to be skillful, to be that right person, to execute my proposed endeavor. 3.3, I wrote in the United States how it is going. And that's the case of my PhD. Again, you don't need to be enrolled in a PhD program before you can do this. But in my own case, and you don't have to be in your 3rd or 4th year before you can do this. So I was able to highlight, I haven't spent 1 year in my PhD program. These are the things I've been doing. These are the things I am doing. And these are the things I will continue to do. So I was able to map all that and see how, and to show how I am well positioned to advance my proposed endeavor. In my own case, broadening participation in engineering. You have your own case as well. And then 3.31 to 3.36, and I went again to all the projects I have worked on. What is your role in any project you are working on? That role, in one way or the other, can speak to how you are well positioned. So in my own case, that is what I did. I listed all the projects I've ever worked on. It falls into different categories, and I was able to establish my roles in those projects and how it's been positioning me. Then I also include in my own case 3.3.7, professional membership and service or leadership. And what are we saying here? in your field, do you belong to a professional do you hold a professional membership? In my case, yes, I do. If you don't, try to join a professional membership in your field. And are there things you've done before for your community? Have you hold a leadership position? In my own case, yes. So I put all that. See, tell your story by yourself. Nobody knows you better. You are the best person that can tell your story. That's what I see in all of this. And the way you map everything will tell a coherent story about yourself to be able to convince whosoever is in charge to assess your case. And if you look at that, then 3.4, I put about other awards and recognition. Yeah, in case you've received awards, even if it's while you're doing your bachelor's, in the case of maybe master's, any award you've received, they are exhibits. You know, you want to include them and speak to them as well. If you have received any recognition, even if it's just an acknowledgement, it could even be just through an email, or even if you have a certificate of participation in certain things, all this tells about who you are as well. Then I went to chapter 4, which is waiving the job offer and permanent labor certification requirements. Now, in my own case, again, since I'm applying for the EB2 NIW, which is the national interest waiver, saying that they should waive the job offer for me, then you have to justify that. And I know that all these might still look theoretical to those that are still novice in this area. And that's why I promise that I will put you through each of these chapters in subsequent videos so that it can guide you on how you want to go about yours. Chapter 5, I presented my present non-immigration status. Remember, what I'm trying to do is I want to move from temporary resident to a permanent resident. So, and I came through F1 visa. So in this chapter 5, I have to show my F1 visa. I have to show if I am legally present in this country temporarily. In my own case, since I'm a student, my form I-20, my form I-94, which shows my history of travel, entry, exit out of the United States. And in my own case, I also show my immigration status in other countries I've been to, just for, it's just my own choice, just to let them know that I have never defaulted, and I've been to other countries and I did leave when I was supposed to. In chapter 6, I had a conclusion to bring everything up together again, about, I think, 2 paragraphs. Then, still on my cover letter, and please note, see, like I told you, this is just a guide. You can do it your own way. This is my own way, and it worked for me. Please note, for more straightforward navigation, the exhibits stand alone and are provided per session. So in my case, each session, I have chapter 1, I have chapter 2. So for chapter 1, I have so many exhibits. So I have that. Chapter 2, I have exhibit. Exhibit is like this. Look at it this way. You write something about yourself, about what you're doing. How will they know if you are saying the truth or not? How will they know if what you're saying is legitimate, it's real? It's by exhibit, by making reference to exhibit that shows that, yes, it's like backing up your statement that you have made, backing up your claim. An exhibit can take different forms, which again, I will still explain in subsequent videos. In my own case, I even went as far back 2015, my emails, to bring out some emails I've received from some persons, which really stand like an exhibit to support my case. Some information from websites, is also exhibit. Reference letters, which are part of the things needed for this petition, they are also exhibit. So in my case, I have 0 reference letters. So I had 6 reference letters, and we have those that they call the dependent reference and the independent. So again, dependent and independent reference letter, which I will touch on a separate video. 1, advanced degree professional exhibit. Again, that was my chapter 1. I have some exhibit, page 1 to 38. 2, I have my exhibit on substantial merit and national importance. You can see the way I've done them. You will look at this and feel like, oh, that's too much. See, you want to make sure you don't allow whosoever that is revealing your case to have a doubt. Because when there is doubt about your claims, that is, it's not backed up with claims, with exhibit, I mean, there is something they said you might receive RFE, request for evidence. So you want to make sure that you put important things in order to avoid you being asked further to provide evidence to your claim. And 3, well-positioned exhibits, and that is it. And lastly, 7, resume exhibits. I also provided my CV. So again, this is a general overview of my own case, which I have decided to go in this direction just to assist whosoever that is trying to embark on this journey. My advice will be that follow me through this journey as I break them down through my own case, step by step. I wish you all the best if you're embarking on this journey. And I want to advise you that you can make a comment, make suggestions, ask questions. People that have answers can respond in order for each and every one of us to help ourselves on this journey. Thank you very much, and see you in another video.